G'day nuclear enthusiasts and welcome back to episode 18 here in our journey through nucleares. I did do quite a bit of things off camera in terms of waiting a very long time to get this down to a value of 15. Any further filtration of boric acid out of your internal vessel, you're literally going to wait at least over an hour in real life for it to be absolute zero. So we'll be continuing on from where it is at the moment, even though I'll kind of leave it on. Even if we do a time skip, we'll just skip an hour and I'll accept that. There goes that. The value here does not change that much. So what we need to do is ignore that one. We got 5 more minutes or so, less than, for our resistor banks to actually get in from delivery, from when we purchased it in the last week or whatever it was. And we can get that installed as well as cleaning out our exchange capacity and then bringing the plant up and running again. That'd be really nice to see. And then maybe perhaps after that, once everything's stable, we can get everything done in terms of melting the core down, resurrecting it, or even doing the train escape plus all 3. So while we're doing that, that delivery just got done. Yep, it's all to us now. I'm going to turn the pressurizer on in the background and turn this on nominal for when we come back in just a second. But I want to get that exchange capacity kind of done, kind of pronto, as we can always repair the pressurizer really quite simply whenever we need to. And I'm not going to worry too much about a time skip on however long it takes to actually clean this capacity out. Whoop, got stuck a little bit. Let's open this up, go on down and close these off. We should be able to turn the filter pump on and then back off again. There we go. And we'll turn that filter or the cleaning pump on so we can get that exchange capacity up. There we go. So while that's happening in the background, I'll just go 2x speed while we go and install these resistors and turn our transformers and that back on from us repairing them in the last episode once we shut down. So this will be really quite simple. I want to be nice and safe that we don't get electrocuted when we touch these resistors. So let's get one of that one in our inventory and the extra one that we should have bought. Let's bypass that and turn it off just to be sure it's off twice. And let's jam you in there and you in there. Now giving us an extra 2,500 with 10,000 overall capacity with 2 of them being on. And while we're here, we'll turn that transformer 1 and 2 on just like so. Wait for it. Oh, there's no electricity at the moment, so they shouldn't spark up just yet. As far as I'm aware, or at least they shouldn't, as he backs away slowly, ominously. So many different colors in here now. And I do like the new skin on the pumps. They look so good with like the ridges and that instead of being flat like they were previously. It's just so much better. The only complaint I really have, to be honest, is the boric acid filter. The boron... Oh... I'll say it eventually, the boron dosing pump, which we are actually going to now to make sure we can turn off and get that cleaning column done. Yeah, this one here, the skin on this used to be like a really cool bluey purple on the pump, but they've changed it since, which I guess it's okay by me. That's still taking quite a bit of time to get done, but I think if we just slow the time down, we'll turn that off there, and then we'll turn this back on. Actually, we'll just turn that off and flick that panel off. Reset everything while we're here, and we'll go and start the reactor up now, as is, after resetting that extra flick upstairs. Resetting that. Run upstairs. Let's get this reactor online. Pronto. Our pressurizer should have done its job in the meantime, and we can always just turn that off and repair it nice and quickly if it's done too much or whatever. But that's fine as is. That's all good. I need to flick that off. There we go. Excellent. And it did turn it off. Okay, so flick that off, then back on to reset it nicely. So what did we end up? 134. That's perfectly fine by me. But first of all, let's go ahead and turn those resistors on. So we're reset on that one. We'll turn this down probably to about 10 or so to begin with. We won't turn them on yet. Loop 3 is no longer dropping. That's all nice and fixed. Let's see if we might as well buy loop 1 just for kind of redundancy's sake. So we'll get A1 there and A2. That's all we need for that one. I have learnt my lesson. We'll get generator turbine there, and then we'll get the steam generator 01 right there. That should be everything we need for loop 1. And we should have, instead of shutting down, shut down at least after level 8, when we could have at least gotten some power increase on our generator turbine itself right there. So not too much we can do, as we know the power increase really doesn't do too much. And we might as well do maybe 1 or 2 of these on here, as I swear we only bought 1 of these in the last one and it's maxed it out. So I don't know if that's a bug or not. But while we can, we might as well get all of these. Oh, not that one. To even, just for satisfying sake. So that's all 2 loops, including the extra pump for the condenser itself as well. They should all be even. The condenser, there's not too much here. Improved dissipation. We're only using it like 5 or 10% pump value itself. So let's just turn that on and start it at 5 for now. We pulled the vacuum in the last episode. That's all good. We will use our admit valves in this one a lot more, and let's get it on going. So let's go 50 on here. Start dosing that in, even though we started taking heaps of it out. We are now putting more in. So we got nominal. It's already in the core. Pressurizer's good. We need to turn pumps 1 and 2 on, and we should bring it up to 15? 10 maybe to begin with. I think that might be good. Wait for that to kind of prime up a little bit, as shown in the inlet and outlet. And we'll try and start the core at 7 p.m. on the nose, so we can try and keep an eye on the times again, even though I really would like that update with the text of what time you set what at, if that makes sense. Just in text, and have a bigger screen so you can see more above it in previous. Right, negative 0.05. Okay, cool. So I think we should be okay. Maybe to start at 90, I think, to begin with. Should be okay. And we are in nominal. It is 306. So that is not a typo. When it's in nominal, it's 306. And when the core is in maximum mode, is when it gets bumped up to 360. So it's not a typo, that's intended. Very, very interesting. Reactivity bumping up. We're about to hit 55 degrees criticality, which I honestly don't remember seeing the non-reactive message pop up in previous shutdown. There we go. There's that. We're starting to bring that temperature over here. It's not really bringing it up too fast, to be honest. I'm actually kind of happy if we bring this up to maybe 15, but let's have a look. They expected 15,000 in the last hour. It won't show me anything before that. Maybe we need to request to start operation. Yeah. Oh, there's the request received. Gotta wait for them to get to 100 degrees. And even before, maybe even at 90, I'll turn the pumps on because they're set, but they're not on just yet. That's all on, that's all good. We are dosing the boron in the core. Temperature's coming up slowly-ish. because we want 306 now, remember? There's 90. Let's turn the pumps on at least to 10 for now. And I'm going to swing on over here and we'll use our admit valves. So yeah, we'll block the pipe off, letting the steam in by 40% and leave it open by 60. I just got to remember how that works. Yep. Thank you for making our ears bleed, for telling us that we are now almost just starting to create power. Thank you so much for that. So we'll start bringing that up slowly and we'll start dropping that down. There's a time, 20. So in 45 minutes, they will be expecting power. And then from 20 to 21, they won't be paying us because that's the stabilization kind of period. So let's start on Gen 3. It's Synchroscope, and we'll work our way from this one over. How are we going over here? Dropping down pretty fast. Let's go 15 for now. 14, there's the value I set it to. 55, it's actually dropping a lot further than that. We might need 25 and see how that goes. Temperature's coming up a little bit. 275. Let's get that to 95. Slow it down just a little bit. As we're almost at 306 degrees. Pressurizer will kick on somewhat soonish, but we're safe there. Okay, bringing up some power. That's good. 1800, 1804, 07. That's it's 80 or so liters away. Might be a bit too much. Let's just bring it down by 2. Bring it down by 5 total. Just for now, because I want it to start stabilizing out a little bit. And we'll block off more of it. By 3. Just a little bit. Just by a little bit. And we've got to keep an eye on it. As we do have 10,000 capacity, the resistor banks are on. At least the power is going somewhere as we are generating it. Let's just bring it down a little bit more. $17.75, 07, maybe a little bit too much. Takes a couple seconds for that admit valve to kick in, it seems. 315. Let's see if we can lock this down at 98, maybe, because we want 306, remember? And even then, we can even put it on maximum mode right now. It's fluctuating a bit, because we've got a big spike in the iodine. And we should be getting a somewhat peak of xenon in 6 hours. No, 9 hours from iodine to xenon and then... No, sorry. 6 hours from iodine to xenon and then 9 hours from xenon into cesium. 9.8, 9.77. Are we over here? Quite bad. Drop that down even more. Yeah, that should be okay. Maybe. 33. 855. 76. Okay, there it goes. Powering back up again. Oh, one practically shut down. Almost. Wow, that's very uneven. Why did one almost shut down while there's still like 4,000 in another? Interesting. 55 on that. We'll bring that down a little bit. But at least we didn't drop it all the way down. It looks like O2 is actually ready beforehand. We'll bring that back up. They're not expecting power for at least another 20 minutes. Which is interesting. Oh, nope. Just by 1. 19. Bring that down. 56, 55. Off electrical grid. We're really quite stable over here. Temperatures come down a little bit. Oh, no. 97. There we go. Just waiting for that to come up. I might skip the time a little bit. 31. Oh, crap. Ah. There we go. We just got to start again. At least we've got another 15 minutes for that to happen. And we're still stable over here. We're just waiting on time, really. One loop is ready to grow. And the other one is still coming up, which I guess is still good for our resistors, as we did get a little bit dangerously close to it. Let's go 95, as our boric acid is still being dumped into the core. Yep, we're at about 2680 at about, instead of about 3400-ish. So we're almost there. Bringing up the power slowly. That's a good thing. We've got another 6 minutes roughly. We're good here. 36. We need to bring the temperature up in our condenser a bit at some point. Let's go 90. This is the time where we really need to start dumping these rods out and start controlling the core with the boric acid only. It is definitely fluctuating all over the shop a bit. Let's just go 85 for now. We're 1 minute away. Let's slow the time down. We're at least above 10 there. We should get a bit more temperature. Coming up in the power. New goals. Okay, we will hopefully not instantly fail that, as it should start at, yeah, not this hour, the next hour. So 2100 from there onwards, we should be able to get paid from there. Okay, so we should be expecting to output power. Yep, 3060. Oh, okay, so it's already locked in as it is. I just need to open that breaker. Oh, sorry, not open the breaker, close that breaker. And then I can go over to loop 3 and wait for that to sink in. Since we're already outputting this one to the grid, we don't have to worry about burning it in our resistors. And then we just need to slower the RPM just a little bit more. Bring it up the top. Just so slowly. And lock it in right there. All even over there. And we shall close that one too. Excellent. Now we're outputting all that power to the grid. They're expecting quite a bit. So I'm just going to go pop that into 25. That's going to drastically bring these down. Let's get these not to 25 just yet. I'll bring it up 2 for now. Temperature's really quite high there. Let's see if I can bring this one down to maybe 3. It's definitely on. That's good. All right, let's start bringing this one up. This is just our stabilization period right now. Our activities drop down. Let's go 75. We should be able to drop this down further and further to the numbers where we want it to be, around the 50% mark or 50 rod height. Should be good. And then we might as well crack it on to maximum right now and get it up to 360 eventually. There we go, 360 operating range. Brilliant. Absolutely brilliant. So it's now starting to raise again, and as we can see, starting to go up. Kind of fluctuating a little bit. That's all right. 1086, 1085. We're still dumping. No, we're not. So now we need to fix that. I need to open this RCV valve just a little bit, just to make a little bit more room in the internal vessel, as that would have been full. So that's why I'm always checking that gauge of the boron dosing pump to make sure that it is actually doing its job. And I shall stop it there. Let it close off a little bit. Go and check our boron concentration. It's almost where we want it to be. It needs to be about 3,400, so that should be okay for now. Activity's dropping. Let's get this down to 60. Drop it by 15 now. What do you mean? Ah, I forgot. I needed to open these back up. That's why we're not making the power. Well, at least we've got plenty of time to do that. I don't know. Excess energy. No, they're not. Don't know what that message was. We're underproducing, but at least we're still not getting paid for this hour. We're just making sure everything's working. Oh, I forgot to link these. There we go. Link them back on. They're all off. Oh, sorry, they're all closed. Temperature's coming up slowly. Slowly but surely. Yep, that's dropped severely. So if we can get this down here, run on over here, turn this off. That jumped up just a little bit. 35, 31. We might need to dump some of that out. So let's set it slowly. And bring it down to 20 or so. Whoa, that dropped the reactivity a lot. Okay. Let's try that again on 25. And we'll get some of that boric acid out of the core again. Pressurize is good. It'll crack on in just a second. We'll bring this up as the boron or boric acid kind of kicked in quite severely. We should be bringing up the power quite fast, hopefully. No? Need a little bit more juice, I guess. Let's go 35. What are they somewhat expecting? We're over here, so 15. Then it should go down quite a bit. So yeah, I wouldn't bring it up any more than that, I don't think. How are we over here? Let's bring these up by 30 to begin with. Get them back up to about 1800. Get this one up by like 1. That's all good. How's the reactivity? Coming up slowly. Let's see if we can crank that all the way up as our rods are at 50, which I'll bring them down to 40 to speed that up in that sense, as we are definitely dropping that temperature, which is why we're needing to bring this up more than what I was expecting. Just fine. It's still 23 minutes away from when they're expecting us to meet power demand. So this one's about 70 liters away. 177, 180. So it looks like we need to do the sneaky and just bring that up by an extra 2% just on loop 3 for now. That's the way. Pump's finally cracking on. Getting us that temperature we need, and then when it gets to about 9, about 9, I'll crack it to 50%, as it will definitely jump up severely when we turn this pump off. 91, 96, turn that on to 50, see what that does. Should even crack it to 25, and then down to that, and turn it off. That will definitely overdo it, but that means we can go over here, get some more temperature, and then hopefully control it with the solid control rods. Shouldn't go any further, hopefully, than maybe 12. No more than 12, I'm hoping. How are we over here very quickly? Oh, we are way over time, but I guess after this, you've kind of know what's going to happen. It's just stabilizing the power. Maybe in season 4, I'll try and do it without any resistor banks at all and see how we go with that, apart from maybe starting up. Or give me your thoughts or ideas in the description and comments below, and we can see how we go from there. But I'll definitely finish this off very quickly. We're using a lot of fuel. We're in good thermal efficiency at the moment, apparently, and it's dropping, roughly. Oh, it's fluctuating around the 24 mark. We're almost outputting all the power to the grid. We should just bring up that temperature and then we'll meet that demand. Which then we'll have to fight this a little bit more as we do that. But we'll get this done quickly. Let's go 2x speed. We can turn our internal generator, leave that as is, and then leave the batteries as is as well, because that's automatically turned itself off, which is why the power probably shut down. Even though we were producing power in one generator, in one loop, it must pull the power from Gen 3, which is why it was kind of having its moment before. Which, yeah, I guess. We knew how to fix it. There we go. More temperature we bring up, the better. Yep, we just need to bring all of that good stuff up. And we are now at the next hour when they care about us delivering power. We are absolutely meeting demand and even burning some of that energy off, which we can then probably come over here as the temperature's coming up and bring this down to about 31. So it's 30 there and 32 on loop 3 just there to get a bit more temperature. There we go. We're nice and even. This should level out. They're about 10 or so liters away from each other now. Absolutely perfect. So I think I might leave it there. Let me know your thoughts or comments for any future episodes other than what I plan to do in terms of melting the reactor core down. So I'll probably revert back to episode 15 maybe, or even go from now from a stable sort of thing and get that all done. We'll see how we go. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that good jazz, and stay sharp till next time as always. See you guys, and thanks for watching as always, especially to my YouTube members. Thank you so much. I wouldn't be here without yous. Long episode.